You spend your days blind for 40 minutes due to blinking. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and we only exist thanks to our relationships with others. If you think that Five Nights at Freddys is scary, you're in for one rude awakening today, because there are plenty of games made that even have warnings at the beginning. But what are some of the more accessible games for a FNAF audience that has matured with the series? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 games scarier than Five Nights at Freddys. Subscribe if you haven't yet, so we can roll the intro. And 10, Outlast. Let's get the obvious ones out of the way first. Hell is an experiment you can't survive in Outlast, a first-person survival horror game developed by vets of some of the biggest game franchises in history. As investigative journalist Miles Upshur explores Mount Massive Asylum, you try to survive long enough to discover its terrible secret, if you dare. The asylum is in the remote mountains of Colorado, where for some reason this long-abandoned home for the mentally ill was reopened by the research and charity branch of the Murkoff Corporation. The asylum has been operating in strict secrecy until you break in to expose it. Acting on a tip from an anonymous source, you break into the facility and discover things that walks a thin line between science, religion, nature, and something else entirely. Once inside, your only hope of escape lies with the terrible truth at the heart of Mount Massive. With no way of defending yourself, Outlast does an excellent job in ensuring you will always be terrified around every corner, only being able to see with the night vision on your camera. Oh, that's spoopy. And at 9, AMNESIA: The Dark Descent. Another obvious contender, AMNESIA: The Dark Descent puts you in the shoes of Daniel as he wakes up in a desolate castle, remembering nothing about his past. Exploring the eerie pathways, you must also take part in Daniel's troubled memories. The horror does not only come from the outside, but from within the walls as well. The disturbing odyssey will send you into the dark corners of the human mind and have you begging for the sweet release of death. This is a game about immersion, discovery, and living through a nightmare, an experience that will chill you to the core. You won't know what is real. Are those footsteps behind me or ahead? Are you going to get pulled into the dark caverns of the castle, or will you make it to the other side? This game will fill you with anxiety the whole time you play, and you won't feel safe until the game over screen rears its ugly head. Not even if you stop playing. You're like, oh, gotta do it. And at 8, Alien Isolation. Another obvious game that can actually contend, since this is available in virtual reality as well, much like FNAF's Help Wanted. Discover the true meaning of fear in Alien Isolation, a game set 15 years after the events of the Alien movie. Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda enters a desperate battle for survival after going on a mission to unravel the truth about her mother's disappearance. As Amanda, you will navigate through an increasingly volatile world as you find yourself confronted on all sides by desperate, panicked populations and a ruthless and invincible alien. You are unprepared, so scavenging for resources is your only option. You need to improvise, stay on your toes, and use your wits, not only to find your mother, but to stay alive. Can you figure out what happened to your mother? Is she still alive? Can you survive the alien predator that guards this highly kept secret? You can try, but good luck. You'll need it. And at 7, Dungeon Nightmares 2. Dungeon Nightmares 2 is a first-person psychological horror game that takes you through a journey of discovering what nightmares really are. The game is inspired by classic roguelike games and includes a 100% procedurally generated map, which means each playthrough will be different, and you will play through multiple times since the game also features a permadeath system, meaning you got one shot. Then you need to try again in a totally new dungeon, and again you only got one shot at that one. These features play an important role in making the game tense with the feeling of dread and terror as you walk through the halls. With the randomized dungeons, you have an infinite replay value, so when you think that there's nothing left, you are entirely mistaken. The game objective is simple: get through each dungeon by surviving the horrors within and the monsters that lurk deep in the bowels of an otherwise simple dungeon. Can you make it to the exit? Probably not. Challenge. And at 6, The Forest. While yes, FNAF may provide a fair amount of jump scares, don't discount The Forest if you're looking for some good scares, along with a wonderful sandbox-like experience. This true survival horror game starts when your plane crashes on an island full of humanoid cannibal monsters and grotesque mutants who will leave you leaving your lunch on the floor. And I don't mean on a plate. The story involves you getting your son back from the red man who stole him, and in the end you realize he was trying to save his own daughter, but she ended up becoming an even worse monster than the others. thanks to his experiments. Will you do the same to Timmy, or will you stay on the island forever, knowing that he's safe in the afterlife, instead of dedicating the rest of his life to finding answers for the mutations that he's been fighting off ever since you gave them to him? Well, the canon ending is you reviving your son by using another child. You shoot down another plane and the kid that survives ends up becoming Timmy's donor, causing him to need to find answers in the next game, Sons of the Forest, which currently doesn't have a release date, but I'm still gonna play it, because oh my god, the game's so good. Halfway through at number 5, Emily wants to play. It's 11 p.m. and you are on the last house on your route. The lights are on, the front door is open, but all the windows are boarded up and the lawn is overgrown. It seems like a strange place to order a pizza to, but at least it looks like someone's home. You run to the front door since the rain is coming down hard, and when you call out about the pizza, no one answers. To avoid getting soaked, you step inside, but then the door suddenly slams shut behind you. All you wanted to do was finish your deliveries and go home, but now you need to figure out how to get out of this stupid and creepy house. You can freely roam inside the house while trying to figure out what's going on. As you do, 3 dolls and a strange girl named Emily will start roaming as well. Stay away from them at all costs, but if you do get caught in a room with one, figure out how to survive. And you gotta make it to the morning, cause that's what every good horror game does. And at 4, Don't Let Go. Don't Let Go is a classic VR experience, first released in 2013 for the Oculus Rift DK1. Now a new experience has been added called The Desert. In these short experiences, you sit on a chair with your hands in front of you on a keyboard. The only rule is that you don't let go no matter what happens. The game will scare, shock, and persuade you to let go in the worst ways. Even with spiders, okay? How dare you? The game requires a VR headset but no controllers, meaning that if you can get your phone connected with a program like RiftCat, then you can play without spending the big bucks. But remember, no matter what you do, don't let go of the keyboard. While this may be an old game, it is still scarier than FNAF. Sure, animatronics are jump scaring you in your face, but you don't have to have a spider on your face. They throw a spider at you. They just do. What? Why? Okay? That is the worst thing a human being can do to another. It should be considered a war crime. It's terrible. Ah! Oh man, and then the desert. Oh my god, snakes and scorpions. Nope. Nope. And at 3, Silent Hills PT. The Silent Hills playable teaser was a first-person psychological horror game created as a free download for the PSN. The game was intended to be a playable teaser for the upcoming game titled Silent Hills, a form of reboot for the Silent Hill series. Unfortunately, however, the game got cancelled, and when it did, the playable teaser got pulled as well. Despite fans' efforts to get it back, nobody has budged, leaving fans to make remakes and fan parodies, one of which Amanda has played on the channel this past weekend. Go check it out, she plays Dr. PT, a Dr. Pepper version of the playable teaser. It's pretty interesting. I edited the video so I know what's going on, so you can trust me. The gameplay of PT focuses on you heading around the same loop over and over again, where you must solve puzzles to progress to the next loop. Additionally, you encounter a ghost named Lisa along the way, who, if she catches you, you will get a jump scared and sent back to the beginning of your loop. After you solve the final puzzle, a trailer plays revealing that the game was all a playable teaser for Silent Hills. However, due to the cancellation, we will never be able to play this again, and it sucks because I didn't get to try it. I want to. I don't like scary things, but it's iconic. Penultimately, at number 2, Layers of Fear. You take another drink as the canvas looms in front of you. A light flickers. You've created countless artworks, but never anything like this. Why not? It seems so obvious. Your friends, business partners, critics, they will soon all see, but something is missing. Was that a piano? It sounded like her, but it can't be, right? No, she's gone. They all are. Focus. This has taken too long already. It's almost finished. I can feel it. Your creation, your magnum opus. Dare you help paint a true masterpiece of fear? Layers of Fear is a first-person psychedelic horror game that will leave you confused about your own house. Similar to the gameplay of PT, you must travel the same corridor each time, but with something changing each loop. You'll find yourself asking if that chair was pointed that way last time, or if that candle in the distance was lit the loop before. Eventually, it will drive you so mad, staring into the mind of this insane painter, that you will begin to think things are moving around in your own home. Was my couch pointed that way? Was that the channel that I left the TV on? Was this the game I was playing? Yes, it was, and now you're stuck doing it. forever. Finally, in at number 1, symptoms. You find yourself waking up in a random house without knowledge of how you got there. Your objective is to escape the house and not die, despite what the voices are telling you. I actually played this game on the channel and it made me so scared I didn't want to keep playing. I got stuck, but I probably could have continued if I wasn't so scared about messing with the TV again, cause like, Jesus Christ. That game, man. The game starts you off with a jump scare, sending you flying out of your seat, and then things just get hella worse from there. Bodies moving randomly, still figures that you were sure were upstairs just a moment ago, and bodies in bathtubs that will send chills down your spine and out your tushy in such a rapid fashion you'll be wishing you were playing this game on the toilet. It's nuts. It's a crazy game, and if you're into horror, I highly recommend it. At least I played through a FNAF night in this channel. I couldn't complete symptoms. Just there we have it, friends, the top 10 games scarier than FNAF. A Five Nights list without any actual Five Nights characters. What games from this list have you played and which ones do you plan on trying? Let me know below, and on your way down be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.